The film begins with a young woman named Noah narrating her thoughts on happy endings, explaining that she never believed in them as they seemed to be part of someone else's story, never hers. Everyone around her insisted that moving to London could be a fresh start, especially after everything that happened. 20 years ago, her mother, Ella, had left England for a man, and now she was dragging Noah back for a different man, a supposed Prince Charming for herself and a wicked stepbrother for Noah. After finishing her narration, Noah donates some of her unused belongings with her best friend, Harley. She even gifts Harley her car, though only for safekeeping while she is away. Just then, Noah's boyfriend Dan walks in, and the two share a sweet moment before discussing their future. While Noah is optimistic that their relationship can survive the long distance, Dan expresses doubts. However, he ultimately agrees to try. Days later, Noah arrives in London with her mother. During their drive to their new home, Ella reveals that she hopes Noah will meet Nick, her soon-to-be stepbrother, at the gala that evening. Though uninterested, Noah's mother continues her efforts to convince her. When they finally reach their destination, they are warmly welcomed by William, Ella's new husband, and Noah's stepfather. William assures Noah that tonight's event will be grand enough to impress even the most discerning critics, clearly referring to her. As Noah explores the house, she is taken aback by William's collection of exotic, luxurious cars. She then finds her new room filled with expensive, beautiful clothes.
I don't understand why.
While gazing out the window, she notices Nick, her new stepbrother, who is undeniably attractive. He too notices her, but before anything else happens, Ella interrupts Noah and pulls her away for a conversation. Later, when Noah steps out to get a drink, she is approached by Nick, who sarcastically asks if staring through windows is how people greet each other in Florida. Annoyed, she calls him a spoiled daddy's boy and a stalker. Nick, however, makes it clear that neither of them wants this awkward family dynamic forced upon them. That evening, they prepare for the gala. Nick helps Noah down the stairs, and they soon arrive at the event. As Nick poses for a photo shoot, he seems to steal the spotlight. William takes the stage to give a speech, and nearby, Noah engages in a conversation with Nick's friend, Giles. Curious about how Noah and Nick are getting along, Giles tells her that despite appearances, Nick isn't actually spoiled. He built his own company and developed a successful ride-sharing app with over 1 million users. Now, he is on a journey of self-discovery. After the event, Nick and Noah return home in grand style.
Yes, sir. Evening.
During the ride, Noah apologizes for misjudging Nick and calling him a daddy's boy. However, when she teasingly calls him a mommy's boy instead, Nick abruptly stops the car and demands she get out. He storms off, leaving her alone in the middle of the road. As Noah walks by herself, a man named Zach approaches her, revealing that Nick sent him to pick her up. Zach takes her to a nightclub, assuring her that Nick is also there. However, when Noah realizes the nature of the club, she tries to leave, only to spot Nick dancing. In retaliation for leaving her stranded earlier, she pours a drink on him before starting to dance and drink herself. Soon after, Nick approaches Noah, asking if she had been given anything to drink. When she mentions Tom, Nick immediately punches him. Furious, he also reprimands Zach for bringing her there, though Zach claims she insisted on coming. On the way home, Nick notices Noah's tattoos and later takes her to bed. The next morning, he checks on her, but their conversation quickly turns into another argument. Noah criticizes his choice of friends, and Nick begs her not to tell his father about the previous night's events. Later, Noah does some research on Nick and is impressed by his achievements. Curious, she sneaks into his room, but he catches her, forcing her to leave. When she returns to her own room, she receives a message on her phone, pictures and videos of Dan kissing another girl. Heartbroken, she approaches Nick as he is leaving and asks him to take her on a drive to clear her head. They arrive at a street racing event, where Noah meets a girl named Jenna, who invites her into her car. Afterward, Noah is introduced to the rest of Nick's racing crew. During a private conversation, Noah admits to Nick that she wants to hurt her cheating boyfriend. Nick then kisses her and takes a picture, suggesting she send it to Dan as payback. Meanwhile, Jenna's boyfriend is about to bet his entire month's wages on Nick winning the race, which Noah overhears. Jenna also warns Noah about Ronnie, a dangerous man who despises Nick and was recently released from prison.
Ronnie asks you to race, you can't say no.
As the race begins, Noah unexpectedly jumps into Nick's car, taking control before he can stop her. The race is intense, with Ronnie trying to block her from overtaking. However, Noah's driving skills surprise everyone, including Nick, as she manages to win. Furious, Ronnie attacks Nick.
Hey, no, it's me, I got in the car.
But a brawl is interrupted when the police arrive, forcing everyone to scatter. At home, Noah notices that Nick has a tattoo identical to hers. He confesses that he saw hers the night she was drunk. Feeling empowered, Noah later sends the picture of her and Nick's kiss to Dan, before calling Nick to thank him. The tension between them continues to grow. The next day, William asks Nick to take Noah around town and introduce her to Maddie. Curious, Noah asks who Maddie is, and Nick explains that she is his younger sister, who lives with his biological mother. They visit Maddie, and Noah sees a different, more caring side of Nick. She learns that his mother had left him when he was 12 due to alcoholism, but re-entered his life 2 years ago, under the condition that he stay out of trouble. Back home, Noah is surprised when Dan suddenly appears, revealing that Ella invited him to London. He apologizes for cheating, but Noah refuses to take him back. The next day, Nick encounters Dan, who recognizes him from the photo. Later, Noah boldly asks Nick to kiss her again, leading to another passionate moment. She then requests that Nick get rid of Dan, but without hurting him. Nick offers Dan $1,000 to leave, but Dan demands $1,500. That night, as Nick escorts Dan out, Dan makes nasty remarks about Noah, pushing Nick to punch him. The tension escalates when Nick gets involved in another race, this time against Ronnie. Initially struggling, Nick manages to fight back. But things take a dark turn when Ronnie later ambushes him with a knife,
Party's just getting started.
stabbing him before stealing his car.
Cheers for the ride, bro.
Meanwhile, Noah discovers that her past is catching up to her. William receives a call from Travis McKay, Noah's estranged father, who reveals that he has kidnapped her. He demands a ransom of $1 million. Nick is devastated upon learning this, but soon realizes that he can track Noah's location through the GPS in his stolen McLaren. He rushes to rescue her, leading to an intense confrontation. Travis forces Noah to drive at high speed to escape, but Nick intercepts them, causing a collision. The police arrive, and in the chaos, Noah manages to escape her father's grip just in time for the officers to shoot him down. Nick loses consciousness, leaving Noah in shock. Months later, it is revealed that Nick survived. In the final scene, the two share a passionate kiss in the pool, solidifying their love. The movie ends on a hopeful note. Kindly subscribe for more movie recaps like this. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.